Welcome everyone, A Guy Trying here, and today we're going to be talking about an exciting announcement for Altered TCG posted by Equinox today. Without any warning or preempting, Equinox decided to officially announce their first expansion only 2.5 weeks after the official launch of the game with Beyond the Gates. If you want to check out the article, there's a link in the description. So what did they show us? Trial by Frost will be arriving January 31st, 2025, with pre-releases happening the weekend of January 24th, and brings us to Kaya Sadara, a series of treacherous mountains consumed by eternal winter. If we look at the promotional art used for the article, we can see 6 heroes from Beyond the Gates beginning their journey. From left to right, we have Goring and Toxin, Traced and Rossum, Fen and Crowbar, Atsadi and Surge, Rin and Orchid, and Aphanis and Senka. They say in the article that there will be 12 heroes returning for Trial by Frost, with Justin, head of organized play for Altered, saying in the Discord that they will be identical to their Beyond the Gates versions. In addition, 1 out of every 5 packs will have an adventure card with updated artwork to match the new setting, presumably in the token slot. As for new cards, they revealed 3 new common cards, each with exciting teases for mechanics to come, and one of them being a brand new card type. Arcolano Milk is our first non-landmark permanent, being an Expedition permanent gear. This new permanent type stays in whatever expedition it is played in until that expedition moves forward, going to reserve once that happens. While this card gives a passive to the expedition, I wouldn't be surprised if there are others that are active and can exhaust themselves to do something. While the other 2 cards revealed are both character cards, they do give a glimpse of what might be coming in the set. Demeter gains Eternal as long as she is in a forest region, which I think is teasing abilities similar to the Krakens that work for forest. My current guess is an Expedition permanent that adds Force as a region type to the expedition. Moth Larva, on the other hand, has an ability that activates if there are 2 or more exhausted cards in reserve. This seems like soft sabotage to me, with cards potentially becoming exhausted through Frost-like abilities and being unable to be played. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw cards that also gained bonuses if you exhaust your own reserve cards. Finally, we were given 6 artworks for new cards to tease us as we wait for more info. So what does all this mean for Altered? Most of the info I'm going to be going off of are things that Equinox has said before, so it's easily subject to change, and also subject to me accurately remembering the statements. This should set in motion the release schedule for Altered with 3 sets a year, 1 in January, 1 in May, and 1 in September, giving us a 4-month cycle for each set. I believe that there will be 1 larger set and 2 smaller sets each year, but they've said before that Beyond the Gates should not be seen as the standard for larger sets, as they made Beyond the Gates even larger to give a strong foundation of cards for the game. Based on the numbering of the cards revealed in the article, and assuming that Equinox follows the same numbering conventions as they did in Beyond the Gates, I'm gonna predict that there are 17 commons for each faction, giving us a total of 102 commons, 204 rares, and 306 total new cards. With no new heroes being added to the set, it seems they'll be focusing on supporting archetypes introduced in Beyond the Gates. Some of the heroes that I feel like need the most support currently are shown in the image, being Goring and Toxin, Atsadi and Surge, and Rin and Orchid, but it makes me wonder who the other 6 heroes are. I could easily see the other 6 being the starter deck heroes just because they are the simplest and easiest to include. If this happens, I would expect our remaining 6 heroes to be included in the May set, with hopefully 6 new heroes to explore as well. Before I move on to my thoughts, I'm gonna just real quickly speculate on what faction each of the card arts we got are from, and since there are 6, I'm gonna assume 1 per faction. I'll start with these 3 because they seem the most straightforward to me. We have a bunch of soldiers marching towards a mountain, so I'm guessing Ortis, a very steampunk item befitting Axiom, and a snow moth to complement the Izmir moth larva revealed in the article. The next 3 are a bit more difficult, but we'll see how I do. This is the creature depicted in the rare Twinkle Twinkle art, so I'm gonna guess Lyra. This lead has me feeling Muna because the reindeer aesthetic. And finally, the giant wolf chasing a fleeing person is giving me Bravos because of the big creature and the Bravos Tracer-like subject running away. While I am very excited for this reveal, it does feel very quick after the official launch of the game. I understand that they want to capitalize on the hype of releasing, as well as reassuring players about the future of the game. I know there are lots of people who can look at a game funded on Kickstarter and worry about what's to come, so they want to cut that off early and show how committed they are to Altered. Still, I kinda wish I had more time to bask in the glow of release before I start to obsessively speculate about what's to come in Trial by Frost. I'm also a little disappointed that we won't be getting any new heroes in the set, but I understand it. They want to give the game a good foothold and don't want to oversaturate the game too quickly. Still, new heroes are always very fun, so people are going to be sad that they're not here yet. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you're as excited for Trial by Frost as I am, and if you are, let me know in the comments what you want to see most in the set. I was hoping to have my Tasia deck guide up this week, but I'm going out of town and not sure if I'll finish it in time now that I took the time to make this video. I'm also working on a Fen and Crowbar guide, and I'm going to start recording some gameplay from BGA on the various decks I've been playing and going over my thought process during the games. If you're interested in any of that, feel free to subscribe to the channel. But if you made it this far, just know that I'm happy you stayed with me this long. That's all for now, but I hope we see each other again.